Imagine making friends with a tiger who can take care of anyone who wishes to harm you on the earth. But what if the danger is in the water? Making a crocodile your best friend is the best option in this case. These friendships between humans and wild animals have always fascinated everyone. So in today's video, we bring you some of the unbelievable friendships between people and wild animals. So let's begin the video without any wait. Janice Haley and Bengal tigers. Tigers are fearsome jungle cats that are universal symbols of ferocity, strength, and courage. But Janice has a different perspective on this matter. To her, these dangerous animals are also cuddly kitties. It's a sight to watch when you see her play with her two exotic pets, 400-pound Bengal tiger Janda and 600-pound white Bengal tiger Saber. They are loving, playful, and Janice defines herself as their mother. The two pet tigers live in an enclosure in her backyard and are fed by hand 3 times a day. It all began in 1995 when Haley decided to quit her boring desk job and began to work with exotic cats. While most people tend to use their garden as a place of relaxation, Janice chooses to use her backyard as a place to keep her 2 pet tigers, Chito and Pocho-The crocodile. Gilberto, known by the name of Chito, was a fisherman in Costa Rica. A few years ago he came across an injured crocodile. The crocodile was wounded and near to death on the shore of the Parismina River. He was shot in the left eye. Gilberto nursed the crocodile back to health and then tried to release it into the wild. But to their surprise, instead of going into the wild, the crocodile came back to him. So he adopted it and gave him the name Pocho. Soon the unusual pair became local celebrities as both of them started performing for the general public in 2000. Large crowds gathered weekly around the artificial lake to watch Pocho and Chito, with the crocodile performing tricks such as winking, rolling over, and allowing Chito to put his head inside the Pocho's mouth. Pocho fed on 30 kilograms of fish and chicken a week. Gilberto's extraordinary relationship with Pocho earned him the nickname of Tarzan. Unfortunately, after 2 decades of performing together, Pocho died of natural causes in his man-made swamp at Finca Las Talapias at the age of 60. Christian the lion. Christian was born on the 12th of August 1969. He was a lion born in captivity and purchased by John Rendell and Anthony Ace Bork. Rendell and Bork cared for the lion until he was a year old. Christian's growing size and the increasing cost of his care led Rendell and Bork to understand they could not keep him in London. So he was reintroduced to the African wild by conservationist George Adamson. 1 year after Christian was released into the wild, his former owners decided to go looking for him to see whether Christian would remember them or not. Christian at first cautiously approached and then quickly leaped playfully onto the 2 men, standing on his hind legs and wrapping his front legs around their shoulders, nuzzling their faces. He not only recognized them, but greeted them in a manner that became a viral sensation of the time. Cyndie and Doofus the goose. The most amusing thing about Doofus the goose is the way she runs to hug her friend when called. It's one of the most touching moments you can possibly see. Imagine petting an animal who loves you this much. The goose belongs to the Cyndie Adams family, and every animal on the farm is a rescued one. All the animals at the farm are part of one big family living happily together. Let's just watch it once again to smile one more time. Frikkie von Solms and Zion. The lion may be known as the king of the jungle, but Zion is a loving sweetheart to his caretaker Frikkie von Solms. Born to a lioness named Simba, Zion was separated from his parents as a cub due to fears that his hostile father might kill him. Frikkie stepped in to raise the young lion, bottle feeding him and letting him sleep in his bed. As a result, Zion grew into a gentle and friendly soul who is now too domesticated to return to the wild. Frikkie's relationship with Zion is especially close and marked by mutual trust and affection. They spend their time driving together in Frikkie's truck, going on hunts, and spending hours walking side by side on dusty tracks together. Frikkie holds Zion's tail, while the lion keeps close to him when they go for a walk together. Zion and von Solms share a heartwarming friendship that shows off the unique bond between a man and his lion. Aspinall and Kwibi the gorilla. Damien Aspinall was an English businessman and conservationist. He raised and released a number of zoo-bred gorillas in Gabon. Kwibi was born and raised in England in a zoo under the management of the Aspinall Foundation. Kwibi was released into the wild in 2005 when he was 5 years old. Aspinall tracked Kwibi in 2010, 5 years after his release, and thought that Kwibi wouldn't even recognize him after such a long time. Despite being a dangerous and powerful animal living in the wild, Kwibi clearly missed his caretaker, even after 5 years of separation. The video of the reunion became viral and showed the world how close friends wild animals can be. Mark and Agee the polar bear. Mark and his wife Dawn live in Canada, where they run a pet training business that supplies a variety of animals to the film and television industries. Mark Dumas adopted Agee the polar bear when she was just 8 weeks old. As a cub, Agee lived with Mark and Dawn in their family home. There, she was bottle-fed by her new humans and indulged in games with her owner's pet dogs. Mark and Agee soon grew so close, in fact, that the trainer was able to play fight with her, kiss her and even place his head in her mouth without fear of attack. The pair also venture into the swimming pool together, where they are known to participate in the occasional wrestling match. This pair is really a treat to watch for the people and is an example that wild animals can be friendly too. Joy Adamson and Elsa-The, the lioness. In 1956, Adamson's husband George shot Elsa's mother when she attacked him in Meru National Park. He realized afterward that she did so to protect her cubs. So he and Joy decided to raise the young lions themselves. While Elsa lived in many ways like a domesticated pet, Joy Adamson was determined to teach Elsa to survive on her own and eventually released her into Meru National Park. Her efforts paid off, earning Elsa worldwide fame at the time when her early life story was published in the book Born Free. Elsa survived for several years and gave birth to 3 cubs before dying of tick-borne disease in 1961. Mr. Pereira and Dindim-The the penguin. In 2011, Pereira found a South American Magellanic penguin covered in oil and starving on a beach on an island off the coast of Rio de Janeiro. Mr. Pereira took him home. He cleaned the creature's tarred feathers in the shower and fed him a daily diet of fish to improve his strength. Then he took the penguin back to the sea to let him go, but the penguin wouldn't leave. He stayed with Pereira for 11 months, and then just after he grew new feathers, he disappeared. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. Dindim, whose natural habitat was 3,000 to 5,000 miles away from where the Pereira lived, appeared again in the month of June. Since then, Dindim has become a faithful companion, swimming every year from its habitat to spend up to 8 months living with the retired fisherman in his house on the island. Stefan the bear. Meet Stefan, a domesticated pet bear who lives with his humans Svetlana and Yuri in Moscow, Russia. The Russian couple adopted Stefan when he was just a 3-month-old orphan cub. He was found by hunters in a forest all alone and in a terrible condition. So Svetlana and Yuri decided to give the bear cub a home. 23 years later, Stefan has grown into a loving cute bear who helps around the house by watering plants and loves watching TV with his humans. Stefan eats 25 kilograms of fish, vegetables, and eggs every day. Despite of such a heavy diet, he manages to stay in shape by his love for football like most of the Russians. He is also a source of income for the couple as he acts in films and poses for photo shoots too.